How's it going, everyone? This is DX Mimsy here, giving you the best in gaming. With today's video, we're going to be talking about a game I've been keeping my eye on that's currently out of open beta and fits into release in just a couple of weeks, possibly. Not a confirmed date yet, but we are talking about XDefiant. This game is by Ubisoft, and if you don't know who Ubisoft is, they've created titles such as Assassin's Creed, the Tom Clancy games, Far Cry series, the Watch Dogs series, and For Honor. When this game releases, this game's going to be free to play for everyone. And just to give you a little heads up of kind of the feel of the game, to me, it feels a little bit like Overwatch, Call of Duty, and Rainbow Six Siege like all had a baby. So that's the type of description I can give you for XDefiant. But if you would like to catch your own glimpse of how the game operates and how it plays, go check out my live review video that I posted up a couple weeks ago. I played the game during its open beta and I had a blast. A lot of things that they still got to tinker with, but I enjoyed playing the game during this time. Go check out my live review if you are possibly interested to see how XDefiant looks to you. XDefiant also has a link tree you can go to if you would like to learn more and deeper information and join their community that they're growing for this game. You can check it out. I'll be sure to put a link in the description down below to their link tree. You can also check out their website that goes over the full details of what they have planned and how they want the game to function and what they're shooting for with their goals, all the news and updates that you need. As you can see, Ubisoft is shooting for an arena style shooter. They're kind of going back in the old COD days and cross-platform. So that means PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. As you can see, we have multiple factions you can play with: the Libertad, Phantoms, Echelon, Cleaners, and DedSec. Each one from a previous Ubisoft title that they've included into this game to kind of bring all these games together. They're going to have different maps and modes, which we were given 10 arena maps and 4 progressive maps off the rip. So we're going to have plenty of selections. They have the arena modes, which is your basic 6v6 class shooters, your progression modes, which is more like Overwatch, where you have to escort the payload. And then we're going to have our multitude of maps that's going to go along with each mode. We also are going to have personalized loadouts with multiple guns, and each gun with 40 different attachments starting out. And I believe there's 24 different guns that are going to be in the game when the game first releases. I will also be sure to put the website link in the description down below if you would like to dig deeper into what they plan to offer with XDefiant. So I have been keeping up with XDefiant's Twitter posts, and I'm mostly a Twitter junkie. I love scrolling on Twitter a lot for quick updates about any of my favorite video games. So they have explained that the launch will be later this summer, and they've been really teasing us about it, but they did say the launch will be on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X, but they're gonna delay a little bit before they provide last gen support for last gen platforms. So it's gonna be a little later for them. So as I was playing the open beta, they have been gaining so much support for this game. People have been hashtagging COD Killer for this game. It's gaining a lot of momentum, and I really enjoyed the old school classic arena style shooting when I played this game, and it just brought me back to my old COD days, to be fair, or my old Halo days as well. They went as far as to reach out and get a live Twitch stream on Xbox's Twitch channel to preview their game and for everyone to see how it's going to go and how it's going to play. So they created many chances for other people to check out their game. They have been super transparent and open and very great with their communication on most of their social media platforms. Again, I'm a Twitter junkie, so most of the things I see is on Twitter, and they've been very vocal on Twitter about updates and news and things to come. They've been great with the community thus far, and we hope to continue to see that as this game grows and develops. Now, I will say at the beginning of the open beta, there were some issues with the servers to where some people could not get on the game. Now, me, along with many other players, were trying to ask for another day on their open beta to make up for the bad servers for when they opened them up for everyone to play. Servers were not doing too great, but they respectfully replied in a tweet saying, "We appreciate the wishes to extend open sessions, but we will not be extending it to allow our team to rest and process the open session properly. Love all the passion for XDefiant and see you in matches until 11 p.m. Pacific time." So they were grateful enough to at least respond to the community and respectfully say, "I'm sorry, we can't do that." And I gave them kudos for that, of course. In one of XDefiant's tweets, and they pinned this tweet on their Twitter profile, XDefiant is planning to launch later this summer, but that's just the start for XDefiant. Here's a preview of what's in store for year one. And they posted a picture of their roadmap. So we have the first 4 seasons on this roadmap. That's a 1-year process. We have Ruby, Buzz, Orchid, and Horde. In season 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're going to have 3 weapons per season, 3 maps per season, and 90 tiers for each one of these season battle passes. Now, that's pretty much 1 new map and 1 new gun per month for 12 months. And it's safe to say that these seasons are more than likely going to be within 3-month increments. Now we see modes that could be added during this roadmap is new arena modes and new progression modes. We also have competitive, which are going to be ranked playlists that they stated will be added on launch. So we will be getting ranked on launch. Private matches will be fully accessible. And this is the one that really caught my eye is caster cams. So they understand how this game can turn into a competitive scene. And they are already on the march to try to get caster cams. It could be at launch. I don't really know too much about the caster cams, but it is stated in the roadmap there will be caster cams in the game at least by year 1. Then they have a category called comfort features, and what it states is welcome list for beginners and practice zones. And they did have a practice zone feature, which was super awesome because it was like you were in a arcade and you could test your guns, your abilities, and your movement in that practice zone area. It was super cool and neat that I was able to fine-tune all of my settings just by going to this zone instead of having to do it match after match and ruining my stats just over trying to set up my guns to the proper way that I like them to be. I would also like to point out that there were a couple of tweets where they were also pointing out new features that may not have been exactly in the roadmap, but they were going to look into and possibly promise us on release, such as this one by XDefiant Informer, which is also a good resource for the XDefiant game itself. You can also follow them. A search and destroy game mode will be coming to XDefiant in the future. It'll be a priority to add it to the game after launch. So in the future, we are possibly getting a search and destroy game mode because that was a big question asked during the open beta. I think we would definitely benefit from a search and destroy game mode. Search and destroy is not solely COD, it is a game mode. So I do believe other games could also utilize this game mode if it was implemented properly. We also have another tweet from XDefiant Informer talking about prestiges. Of course, when you hear the word prestige, you think of, again, the guns in Call of Duty prestiging once you hit a certain level. New XDefiant prestige mode news. XDefiant are deciding between adding new levels every season or capping it at 10 prestiges, aka the classic prestige system. Pretty much they're on a debate right now, and Mark Rubin, former Call of Duty developer, now on the team of XDefiant, which is also created with some former Call of Duty developers, has said in this tweet, "I saw some thoughts on prestige from players. We have been aiming at a classic system that stops at, say, 10, but I've seen comments about adding more levels every season. Not resetting, but just adding more. So what do you think?" And he posted a poll, and a lot of people were really pushing for the classic, get to level 10 with your gun and be allowed to prestige to start over again for your skins, your logos, your emblems, for all sorts of rewards. So a lot of people are opting for the classic 10 level prestige system. So XDefiant is on the verge of putting in a prestige system for all of our weapons. The next thing I saw that was very interesting and I knew would be a huge topic for a lot of people to discuss is skilled-based matchmaking. I understand many people have different thoughts about skilled-based matchmaking. Personally, I am not a fan of skilled-based matchmaking for casual game modes. For competitive, I don't mind that at all. But for casual game modes where you're just there to have fun, I don't see a place for skill-based matchmaking to really make sense there. Some people sweat all the time, and that's their version of fun. But some people want to play casuals to do exactly that, just be casual and relax. This is why a ranked playlist would benefit those who want to play sweaty 24/7. In this tweet, as it states, XDefiant will have no skilled-based matchmaking in casual multiplayer modes. You'll be getting into lobbies with players of similar ping to yours. Only ranked play will have skill-based matchmaking. Thank you, XDefiant, for making this decision, because I get super frustrated with playing games that are horrible in their connection services. Their servers are just trash, and our connections to the other players are trash. I feel a game will not gain the amount of momentum and love just over features alone. I will love to play a game continuously if it functions properly and it has the proper server maintenance at all times. So thank you for focusing more on ping rates and those server maintenance issues, other than features such as skill-based matchmaking and trying to please people who are, let's be honest, will never be pleased, because there's always two sides to the skill-based matchmaking conversation. We got one final thing here from the XDefiant Informer that they had tweeted that I thought it was pretty cool and pretty ironic, because XDefiant was actually blocked by Call of Duty's account on Twitter. But I thought this was very ironic, because I did not know this, but Mark Rubin for the Modern Warfare 1 and 2 games is on the front cover of both of those games. That is Mark Rubin in that military suit in the front title of those games. As it states in the tweet, fun fact, the soldier is seen on the front cover of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is Mark Rubin, the lead developer of XDefiant. I'm really expecting good things from XDefiant and how well it's going to play. Some are skeptical of it being just a copycat, but to be honest, I would rather have the old Call of Duties that like this than the newer unfinished products that we get today. All right, folks, that's all I have thus far for XDefiant news and updates for you. I'm going to keep tabs on this game for sure, and I hope to give you more in the future. As always, folks, hope you have a good night and a good morning wherever you are, and the best in gaming. This is DX Mimsy. Peace out.